What's going on, YouTube family? It's your girl Anesu here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video. And as I promised in my intro video, as well as what you can read from the title up above, today's video is going to be about some things that I wish that I know when I was younger. Some advice that I would give not only to myself but to other kids who are around middle school, high school age. Okay, so if you're ready, get a snack, relax, and let's get started. Okay, so the first piece of advice that I would give to myself, definitely time management and discipline. Oh yes. When I was in high school and middle school, I was not a disciplined person, like at all. I had no sense of discipline, no sense of like time management whatsoever. I was a very laid back person, and I still really am very laid back, but I'm much better at like time management especially, and discipline. Like right after high school, I got my first job. If anybody has ever worked and gone to school at the same time, you know your time management skills have to be like, you know, they have to be on point. So yes, that's what I would tell my younger self. I would say, get it together, okay? Because you need time management and discipline. If you're gonna be any kind of successful person, if you're gonna be any kind of, you know, productive person, you need those skills. So I would tell my younger self to get it together because I was not disciplined and I did not have time management. The second piece of advice I would give to myself, people's opinions do not matter. I will say it again. People's opinions do not matter. When I was in high school and middle school, now all of these really do kind of go both middle school and high school, but mainly high school, where these really like a serious issue. So I was so pressed. I was so pressed about what other people thought about me. I wanted to know. I wanted people to be impressed about me, like to be impressed by me. I wanted to wear certain things, talk a certain way, act a certain way, because I wanted certain people to see me and be like, oh, she's cool, she's dope, whatever. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what people think about you, because like, you just have to be yourself. You just have to be yourself and be grounded in who you are, and that's what matters. That's the only thing that matters. People will come to you. That's something, there's two things that I've learned. If you're just being yourself, like not trying to pretend to be like other people, not trying to appease other people, people will come to you. People can see through BS. If you didn't know that, people can see through BS. They can see through the fakery. So just be yourself. The second thing that I've learned is, listen, it doesn't matter if you live in a big house, a small house, if you drive a big car or a small car, if you live in the hood or in the suburbs, if you give to charity, if you don't give to charity. People are gonna talk about you anyways, honey. People are gonna talk about you anyways. It does not matter. So if you base your happiness, if you base what you do on what other people think about you, you're not gonna be happy. You have to be able to be grounded in yourself and not be pressed about other people's opinions. The only people who you should even worry if whatever they think about you is God, yourself. Like, do you like yourself at the end of the day? And guys, I'm sorry, my lighting is going down. I tried my very hardest to shoot this during the day, but so many things were just getting in the way and it took so much time. But yes, guys, those are the only people who matter, and your family and your friends. So everybody else, bye. Like, their opinions don't matter. And if they're not feeding you, if they're not giving you happiness, if they're not providing you joy, and like, why even like bother what their opinion is? Don't concern yourself with other people's opinion, younger me. Okay, so the third piece of advice I would give to myself is that high school is temporary. High school is temporary. It's just, I don't know, when you're in high school, and especially like sophomore, you know, junior year, when you're really kind of like in the middle of it, you just think this is it, you know? You think this is it, you think this is life, you think this is the end all be all, and it's not. It's really not. Your life, you have so much more life after high school. High school is just like a little tiny portion of your life, and after high school is done, there's gonna be college, there's gonna be marriage, kids, a house, all that good stuff. That's when the real life begins. College is just like, I mean, high school is just like the beginning, kind of like to get you knowledgeable about certain things that is gonna help you in your future, like in your future. But high school is not the end all be all. It ends. I promise you, it's going to end. And let me tell you something, your high school life, most likely, a lot of it is not gonna follow you. Like, more than likely, you're not gonna speak to all your high school friends. Sometimes you might not even do the same activities that you did in high school. You may fall in love with other sports or other, you know, like clubs and activities. So don't think that high school is it. Your life you have so much more life to live after high school. So number 4, the fourth piece of advice that I would give to myself is, okay, and a lot of you guys are gonna be like, what? Huh? But yes, I would tell the younger me to fall in love with learning. Yes, I said it, fall in love with learning. Oh my goodness me. I didn't learn as much as I really could have and should have, because when I was in high school, I didn't care about the things that I was learning about, unless it was like a history class or like some kind of theater class or art class. I didn't care about math, I didn't care about science, I didn't care about English, and it's like, you need that stuff. It did 2 things, okay? Not falling in love with learning when I was in high school did 2 things. The first is that it made that time drag. Okay, have you ever had it where you were sitting in class, right? And you were just every 5 seconds looking up at the clock because you're not engaged, because you're bored, because you don't care about what you're learning. And when you don't care or when you're not having fun, the time moves slow. So you have to like love sometimes you have to fake it, I feel like, or like fake it until you actually do get interested in it. But really put yourself in a mindset like, okay, I'm really getting knowledge to enhance myself. Like, I think there's nothing more attractive, if you will, than being like a smart person. In college, let me tell you something, in college I was that kid who would like sit in the front row, who like loved lectures, who took like so many notes. My notes were beautiful. Like, you know how that person who would like color code their notes and stuff like that? That was me, okay? I was that person in college. College made me love learning. Genuinely like love learning. And then I started doing like research for fun, things like that. Like, I can admit that I'm a little bit of a nerd because of college, but that's okay, because nerds are winning, okay? I don't care what you say, nerds are winning. So yeah, guys, I would say that would be my 4th piece of advice, like to fall in love with knowledge, because you live in this world. You have to know how it operates, okay? You have to know the history of this world, you have to know the math that's used in this world, and you have to know the science that's used to explain the things that occur in this world. Like, get some knowledge in you. Fall in love with learning. That's what I would tell myself and anybody else who is in middle school and high school. I mean, seriously guys, look at all these books. Doesn't that just show how much I love learning? Actually, yeah, they're not my books, so yeah. So the 5th piece of advice that I would give to myself is, it's okay to dream, but you also have to grind. Like, you also have to get up off your butt and actually do something about those dreams. Like, at the end of the day, a dream is just a dream. A dream means nothing, like, if you don't put in the work, if you don't put in like the grind and the effort in order to make it manifest into reality. So me, growing up, I was always in the clouds, man. Like, I was always like, oh, you know, one day I'm gonna be like rich and famous, living in Hollywood, da 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 da. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like I said, I could have been going to auditions. Even though I was working on my craft, I was, you know, in theater classes and I was acting at home, I wasn't like going to, you know, go out there. I wasn't going out there and like meeting with agents or going to auditions and things like that. So, you know, it was really just a dream. It wasn't, which is, a dream is something that you need at the beginning. You need to dream about it, but also once you know what your dream is, once you know what it is that you want, you gotta go and get it. That means you gotta go do whatever it is that you need to do for it to manifest itself into reality. That's number 5, because I was a big dreamer in high school. Number 6 is a big one. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, okay? Popularity. I was so pressed to be popular, it's sad. Like looking back, it's actually sad. Like it's actually like, girl, like what were you doing? Like you were spending all that time and for what? So I just kind of feel like that is like, that was my laptop dying. That is kind of like just like everybody wants to be popular, everybody wants to be known, everybody wants to be with the in crowd. But sometimes I just kind of feel like if you have to lose yourself, if you have to do things that compromise your values, compromise your beliefs, it is not worth it. It's stupid. Like it really is stupid, but it is, that's how we are as people. Like we want to be popular, like we want to be with the in crowd. So I just kind of feel like, yeah, I would tell myself to not be so pressed about being popular. Now, I kind of feel like there's nothing wrong with popularity. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be popular or being popular. In fact, I actually think some people have the gift of being popular. Like they have a certain kind of, you know how some people have that personality, like they're just cool or they're just funny or they're just nice and everybody wants to be around them. I think some people really do have that as a genuine gift. There are, however, some people who do a lot of really not good stuff in order to obtain their popularity. So that's how they do a lot of crazy stuff, and that's how they get their name out there, okay? And we all know of that girl or that guy, okay, who's always, they always have, like, people always have their name in their mouths because they're always doing something crazy, like, and it's just so sad because, like, in our society, I just kind of feel like in order for you to be popular, you have to be kind of in certain, unless again your gift is genuinely, like, popularity is your gift, like you just have an awesome personality. It just seems to me like a lot of the times people who obtain popularity obtain it through things like sleeping around and drinking and smoking and things like that. So sometimes if you don't fit into that category, it'll be hard for you to be accepted in that crowd. So I would tell myself, girl, no, we don't have to be with them. You can just chill with your friends. Like, it's okay. It's not that serious at all. I promise you, it's not that serious. Boys, all types of boys. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese boys. There's no possible way that I was gonna skip this piece of advice because boys, all types of boys. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese boys. And high school me, I mean, I wasn't like super duper obsessed with boys. Like I wasn't boy crazy, okay? I was not boy crazy, but I was very much distracted by boys. Yeah, high school me was definitely like very distracted by boys. I would just tell myself, to leave those boys alone. Seriously. I just kind of feel like middle school and high school, well, middle school boys, they don't know what they're doing. But high school boys, not only do they not know what they're doing, but they're also very aggressive and convincing. So you have to stay away from them. I just kind of feel like when I was in high school, like, boys were just like, They were my distraction, I could say. Like, they were definitely, I would tell myself to leave those boys alone because, to be honest, and let me tell you something, just a little secret, okay, ladies, just come here. Girls that are in middle school and high school, boys in middle school and high school are no good. They're just not worth the time. They're not worth the time and the effort and the tears and the money and everything. They're just not worth the energy. And if you're a middle school boy or a high school boy, you can't even tell me, I'm telling the truth. Come on now, I'm telling the truth. Y'all ain't no good. Oh my goodness. I feel like boys, until the age of like 25, do not waste your time. I'ma just keep it real. Like, I feel like up until 25, they're still very immature. The majority of them. Obviously, that's not every case, but the majority of them are very immature. So, like, you ever have it where you're sitting in class and your crush comes in and he's looking right and you get excited and you're just like, you can't even focus on school anymore. Seriously, like, you cannot focus on school. Stay away from them. That's what I would tell my younger self. Okay, so the 7th piece of advice that I would have to myself, I hope I'm keeping the correct count. Yeah, 7. The 7th piece of advice I would have I would give to myself is to believe in myself. Yeah. To believe in myself, because when I was in middle school and high school, I was very, very insecure, and I didn't believe that I was capable of doing a lot of things. And I just kind of feel like that kind of mentality really took away from my life. Like, it really took away a certain drive. It took away a certain motivation that I could have had I believed in myself. So I just kind of feel like if I could go back, I would really tell myself, just believe in yourself. And I found out, like, in the last, ever since I've been in college up to now, I have surprised myself so much. Like, I am way stronger than I thought that I was. I am way more capable, way more resilient than I ever thought that I was in high school. Like, I really shortchanged myself. And it's sad to say, but it's true. Like, I really didn't give myself, like, enough credit. And I just kind of feel like that lack of belief, like self-belief in myself, it really just kind of messed me up. And I would tell myself to believe in myself, because I really I'm so capable of a lot of different things, and now I'm starting to discover that truly. But had I had that mentality early on, who knows where I could have been right now. So I would tell myself to believe in myself, and just, you are strong, you are capable. You can do whatever it is that you want. You just have to believe that you have it in you, and you have to work hard, obviously, but it starts with believing in yourself, and I didn't. I would just tell, you know, kids who are in middle school and high school, I would tell them to believe in themselves, because you can literally reach the stars. If you're positive, if you believe that you can do it, if you trust yourself, you can do so much with life. I'm not saying that there's not going to be tough times. I'm not saying that, you know, you don't have to work hard. You do. It's a combination of a lot of different things, but I think it really does. Believing in yourself is like the fuel, if you will. That's what gets you going. Forget talent, forget hard work. First, you have to believe that you can actually do it. Then you'll be motivated to work hard. Then you'll be motivated to work hard, and if you apply your talent, you're gonna be golden. You're gonna be good to go. So don't shortchange yourself like I did. If you have a dream, oh my God, if you have a dream, please go for that dream. Believe that you can do it, and do it. Work hard, work smart, and go for it. That's what I would tell younger people. Like, seriously, if you are in middle school and high school, the sky is your limit. Number 8, the 8th piece of advice that I would give to myself is to enjoy youth. Yeah, enjoy youth. Like, enjoy being a kid. Seriously. I just kind of feel like when you're in high school, I know this goes for everybody, like when you're in high school, you're just like, man, I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to be out of the house. I can't wait to get my own money. I can't wait to be doing my own thing. And once you really start doing that stuff, and you got bills and rent, and you have to deal with college debt and work, oh man, you're gonna wish you could go back to the day when you were like, the days when you were like truly free, and you didn't have those responsibilities. Because it can really be, sometimes it's like, man, life is tough. Like, you have to enjoy your youth. Enjoy that time you have to be a kid, because once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it anymore. You're gonna have to join the rest of us, okay, and clock in every day at work, unless you're a boss and you can do your own thing. But that's not the majority. The majority of us have to clock in every day. A lot of us have to clock into a job we don't like. We don't get paid enough. We don't get along with our coworkers. Like, it's all this, like, you just don't want. Yeah, I would just tell the younger me, like, just enjoy being a kid. Like, take advantage of this time and do stuff, you know, go out, you know, like, because I was so focused on, man, like, I hate high school. I can't wait until, like, I'm in college and I'm living by myself and all that. And now it has its benefits, absolutely. Being an adult definitely is fun. Like, it has its benefits. Like, I can do whatever I want, you know, it's fun, but also it does have that, like, that price you pay, which is, you know, all that responsibility that's going to be on you now that you're an adult. So yeah, just enjoy being a kid. Like, this time you only get once. Like, the way you have to think about it is like this. Okay, from about 20 to about 60, you're gonna be working. Really put that into perspective the next time you say something like, oh man, I can't wait to be an adult and working. Really think about it this way: from 20 to 60, you will be working. And a lot of that time, you're not gonna like what you do unless you're like one of the lucky ones who gets to do something that they love. Good for them, but that's not the majority. It really isn't. So really put that into perspective. So from about, you know, from a kid up until like high school, I mean, I know some people have to work to support their families, but I'm talking about the people who, like, working is, you don't have to. Like, really think about it that way. As a kid, just take the time to hang out with friends, be a child. Like, you don't have any responsibilities. Nothing. You don't have to do nothing. So enjoy it. And then from 20 to 60, you can join the rest of us. Number 9, I would tell myself, I would say, go talk to people. People are not scary. People are not, you know, gonna bite your head off if you go speak to them. When I was in high school, I was just so, like, in my bubble. I was just like, I was very quiet. I stuck to my group of friends and the people that I was comfortable with. I didn't venture out. And I just kind of feel like when you do that, you shortchange yourself from so many good friendships, so many good conversations, so many good opportunities, because you have to have the ability to just go up to people and strike up a conversation. Even if it's somebody who looks completely different from you or is from a different group than you, you have to have the ability to be able to just go up there and start a conversation. You don't know what you're missing out. Like, now I love speaking to people. I speak to people all the time. Like my drivers, when I'm going to work, I'm usually the first one to strike up the conversation. You know, I'm just asking them how their day was, like how long they've been driving for the day, how long they've been driving all together. And it starts small, but then you end up having amazing conversation, and then you get to hear about their stories and things like that. And it's like, people really are interesting. Like, people really have a lot to say. Like, in high school, I was one of those, like, oh, you have to come talk to me. I'm not gonna come up and talk to you. You have to come talk to me. And that's not a good attitude to have, because like I said, you miss out on having awesome conversations and meeting new people and meeting new friends and stuff like that. So I would tell my high school self, get out of your bubble, girl. Go talk to people. People are not scary. Now, some people obviously are gonna be like, you know, give you that look. Yeah, that's gonna be some people, no lie, but that's like, what, 1 out of every 10 person is gonna give you like that stink look, like, don't come up and talk to me. But the majority of people are not like that. Number 10. Okay, so this is a very emotional one. Seriously, I knew I was gonna cry, but it's like already starting. Number 10, I would, okay, hold on, get together. Okay, so the 10th piece of advice I would give to myself is to cherish the time you have with your family. Because, oh Lord, cherish the time you have with your family, because it's so limited. And not only is it limited, it's precious. The time you have with your family, oh my goodness, like, it is so precious, you don't even understand. Because once it's gone, it's gone. So you move away from one another and you're not under the same roof. So yes, you may still be in contact, but it's not the same as like the times when you were living together under one roof and you were sharing all those memories and having all, ooh. Okay, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this on camera. Yeah, it's just not the same. It's not the same. And I just kind of feel like I appreciate my family so much more now that I'm not living with them, and it's like I just wish I can just like be with them again, you know? So yeah, definitely cherish your family. Cherish the time you have with your family, because once it's gone, it's gone. And it's not like you guys won't be close, but it's like you'll never have it like how when you're under one roof and you're just sharing everything together and you're having all these moments together. That time is so special, guys. Seriously, I would tell my younger self, I would tell any viewers who are in middle school and high school, who are sick of their family. And I know that happens. Like, I know sometimes you get there where you're just like over your family and you're just like so pissed off because of something that they did or something that they said. But really and truly, you have to understand that people are gonna piss you off. If when you live under the same roof, people are gonna annoy you. So you just have to forgive your family and just move on. I know that's hard. I'm not saying that it's easy, but that you just have to do it, because once that time is gone, it's really gone. And then it's like me and my family were known for our road trips. We have the best road trips ever. So it's like now all I think about, especially when I'm really sad or something is going on, all I think about is my family's road trips, because those were some of the happiest moments of my life. And so just looking back, and it's like all those memories hit you at once, and it's like, man, I just miss my family. So yeah, like I said, it's not like I'm not in contact with them. I talk to them like 5 times a week, but still, this is not the same as like, you know, talking face to face. So I just have one more piece of advice that I would give to myself, and this is last but most definitely not least, and there's a reason why I put this one last. So the last piece of advice that I would give to myself is to put God first. Yep, put God first in all the things that you do. The reason why I put this one last is because it's the most important. If I put God first and had been reading the Bible and praying as I should have been, all of this stuff really would not have been that much of an issue. Everything that I mentioned in the video was a theme that was found in the Bible. So the Bible talks about all this stuff. It talks about discipline. It talks about, you know, like trying to please people. It talks about, what else? Boys. Like, it talks about all this stuff. So it's like, had I really put God first and made him the center of my life when I was younger, made him an anchor when I was younger, I really wouldn't have struggled with some of this stuff the way I struggled. Seriously. And I would tell all my younger viewers, like, put God in your life. Put God in your life, because it just makes such a big difference. It really, you don't think it makes a big difference, but it makes a big difference. And that's why I tell myself, like, I would tell myself, my younger self, get some God in you and put him first, because it'll just make you a better person and you won't struggle with these things. Okay? Put some God in you. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for making it through to the end. Much appreciation for that, guys. Like, this video was actually fun to make. Like, comment down below, like, if you have any things that you wish that you could have changed, like any advice that you would give your younger self. Comment down below. Looking back, man, there's just so many things that I would do differently in high school. There's so many things that I would do differently in high school, but at the same time, I am who I am because of the lessons that I've learned. So yeah, high school was fun. High school was great. I wouldn't do it again. I would not do it again. Even if you paid me $1 million, I would not go back to high school. But yeah, it had its moments. It had its moments. So yes, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Boys, all types of boys. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Chinese boys.